Right, I was saying transfer for your D and come on. Now you're John Abdullah Jinapor, where you politician, I watch it in Ghana power, one Casanimian import, and a year a Bujinapor. Now, or the small door at your tuja at the fire, a NPP Manukono, Luso Mulusi, a wafi, Abatono Emum. And then some more the two general says, I got say once as some more, a vegetarian, our mind conquer Ghana, and I'm so, Emma Yensu and Sassy and Foody outdoor, not as say, not a popabos, a poignea call. And as a get over sense, you pass all the journey direct with the best work. I once I fed and United, the Yanni, a year as sugar, not their friend. I say, when I call baby, no, now when you're social, I say, Oquaniman, and then all the two young watches say, Galamsey and NPP, a DNPP among your cooling your pan, and I'm so a more elusive our fee about one and so emo. And then some other year, Jinapor at the atu a job. Yeah, Connie and some other you are not at the atu, Johnny, you buy your transfer fee, your D and some and so and come on.
You know, Abu, we are told that this election, Galamsey may have played a part. What's your own view?
Well, I won't be surprised if it did. I won't be surprised that Galamsey played a role. And the point about Galamsey is that I've made that point multiple times. It's a very complex matter that we have to deal with. We're dealing with gold, which is money. And money, as you know, has its own complexities. People go after money, and there's very little that you can do to stop them and so on and so forth. We did our very best. We put in a lot of measures. We made a lot of progress, some progress, I should say. But the issue is a systemic, endemic issue, which has to be dealt with over a period of time. And I want to believe that my successor will take up from where we left off and move forward. But that contributed to the electoral fortunes of the NPP, as it would have done if it was any other political party. I have no doubt whatsoever.
But the view is that you sought to preserve your interest in these Galamsey constituencies, as opposed to fighting Galamsey, so that all of us are better off and the people in the city will be happy with you. But somehow, you decided to go easy on a fight against Galamsey, defying views from all manner of people who were criticizing the government. And ultimately, you lost both in the communities where Galamsey is an endemic, and then also in the cities where the people are not happy with their quality of water. Well, you agree with that view? And some views also are expressed to the extent that, look, they do not even believe that losing these constituencies where Galamsey is endemic is as a result of Galamsey, or how you approached it.
Well, I don't know about these views you are expressing. What I do know is that the instructions to deal with Galamsey was as expressed as it could ever be from the president and the government, and we did all we could to get a handle on this matter. And as I've explained multiple times, it's a very complex matter, it's a very difficult matter, and it's a matter that requires sustained effort. And the effort we've made did achieve some results and did make some progress. There is still a lot that has to be done. I hope my successor will continue from there.
Is there anything you regret about the government's handling of the fight against Galamsey?
Well, one of the things I think would have done better was public sensitization, both in this city talk you're talking about and in the community talk, because a lot of the people who also contributed to the discussions in the city did not actually appreciate, with the greatest of respect, the complexities on the ground, about the issues we're dealing with on the ground. And then when you went on the ground too, a lot of people did not also appreciate the complexities of the issues that we're dealing with and the importance of dealing with this matter. And so my successor, I believe, should pay particular attention to sensitization and getting and carrying the country with him or her.
Okay, and then also, I mean, the joke is almost always raised that you have your brother on the other side and you are on this side. You find yourself in government, your brother is in opposition. You find yourself in opposition, your brother is in government. The two of you, do you pray for the success of each other in terms of what happens at the polls? At least Ghanaians would want to know things like that. When you meet, what do you talk about? That, oh, it should be well with you in your elections and that of your party, or that, oh, it should be well with me alone in this election?
Well, first of all, we are brothers like everybody else. And secondly, I've made a point multiple times. I have very good friends in the NDC, extremely good friends, whom I wish very well, who wish me very well. Much more my brother, and vice versa. And so, we are brothers. I mean, we can't take that away. And it's turned out that we are in different political parties. But I believe also that at the end of the day, it's all about public service. It's all about trying to contribute our quota to the welfare of our country. I had a privilege, courtesy the president and my party, to serve as deputy chief of staff for 4 years and as minister for 4 years. I'm very grateful, and now I'm a member of parliament for another 4 years. I continue to be grateful to the good people of Damango and the Ghanaian people for that opportunity to have served for these 8 years. I don't know what role he will play in the incoming government, but whatever role he plays is all part of the public service of our country, and I wish him well, just as he will wish me well. And of course, just as I will even wish any NDC minister well, because if they do well, Ghana does well. If they don't do well, Ghana doesn't do well. So it's always in our collective interest to wish every government well, which is in that spirit that I wish President Mohammed's government well.
We hear he may head to the ministry responsible for energy. How do you feel about that as his brother? He may head to the Ministry of Energy as the minister for that space. What do you feel about that?
I don't know. I don't know what the plans of the president is. I don't know what President Mohammed's plans. I wouldn't even know. How will I? Where I sit, I'm like you.
But how do you feel about that space for him?
That if he was Minister for Energy?
Yes.
It's just to be an opportunity for him to serve. I will wish him well, and I hope that he serves and serves well. That's a very important consequential ministry, which affects each and every one of us. And so it will be now all of us, our collective interest, to wish him well, to do well, and to run the ministry well, for the good of all of us.
Thank you so much. Yes,
Thank
Vivian.
you.
Before you go, John, the ally on the mining in forest area, was it revoked?
Well, I think there was an application to the parliament for it to be revoked. There was.
So it was revoked. It's been revoked?
Well, there was an application, I know, that we put in an application before the parliament for it to be revoked. Whether or not it was revoked, I have to check.
All right, we'll come back to you on that. But thank you very much.
Thank you.
Right, I was any pay quoted ni a Abu Jinapor and the Chagu and the transfer fee, some of what the Atujano yeti a home and come out.
Okay, the outgoing minister for natural resources, forests and natural resources, right? Yeah. And minerals and natural resources. Okay, now some now can I think say, we are aware of that. Say, oh, can conform you know so a more benefit to a Ghana home. Ghana Butumpa Sir John Jinapor ni onu Abu Jinapor ko de bia no ba akobọ opposition na ba akobọ a government nti ahokire de ahokire ebi ma hoda ise mi nua na wa ndisi na se me ho akire namba manska o ma ba wa ni kufu di ama me I say akowe former housing and deputy minister Raza ma akoko bi na NPP mu onzo nyo sa ma church ama ho sa no nenemu na Galamsey issue na e course ndie said o ka say be ye dent on them no he as a minister he fought but they say odihia anko a akodwane and obakofo nso nsa enkata nyame ani so what I say obako nso nchire damfo nti no kundi okon ba ne kon na ankoye enough because so wo kon na it is perceived so some key members of your party are members of the friend saying Galamsey now will fight Tianoa. How do you succeed? Because Emma Wunya the Ahwadin also Wunya at the fight at the end Unya someone didn't fan fight. And of course another aspect is to say essence ni or mining in a manifesto back one I dream back continue be here to me the open Galamsey saying so and can yet party some so king I can boom back. News I deal with the end, but with the Uncle Bassa, I buy your tail so me, or Mampanin so me cry there, said Galamsey and announced me here Macunia cry, Mayor. No, I shall see, young Coshes Cavita, young Fanchinum, young Cheche, young Yadan, Uncle Siaga. No, be so son, and Mochile. But I'm saying they're doing it tomorrow morning, Monam, you buy them my how are you going to survive? But, would you chase also dear, let us say. Niama bebre be say nti wo ka se ka ho na omo lose ya me fi so ya me ne ya adwene but nyom wankasa na ewo Galamsey areas in the to abati ayu because one omo ho de adwuma na omo ye na omo pe obi enu wo Galamsey side to o se de o ye na ompe kra na isansa ma na aduane di ntino obeto ama wo se be ya obe keep on so ebi mu tutia mo tutia nyina ya omo e bi afie e ba say and here ban be close because ana ebi mu ekodu ba bi na nkakeka na koye enti de minia yabu Jinapor e kan de me fi se ne kwan so ano no
Right, tell us your like, share, and comment, comment section. I say, FMI, Akramo.